The Buffalo Bills beat the Houston Texans 40-0. I mean, that's not the ass whooping of all ass whoopings, but it isn't actually. Josh Allen went 20 of 29 for 248 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, you had pretty good numbers, but how y'all put up 40 points? I mean, 40-0 sounds like they're like a runaway best team in the NFL, and it's not even fair. Like it was Bama playing against like an HBCU or something. But that's not actually what happened. I mean, they did hold Houston to 109 yards worth of total offense for the game. I mean, that's ridiculous. For your rushing and passing game to collectively produce 109 yards, like that doesn't even seem possible. But then when you look at actually how the game flowed, it's like Houston didn't get beat as bad as the score said. And I know you're saying 40-0. I don't even see how that's possible. But if you go back and actually just watch what happened in that game, I mean, Josh Allen came out, threw an interception on his very first drive. It was a bad pick. Terrible read. Then they went for it on a 4th and 2 from the 6-yard line. Houston, when I say they. They were on the 6-yard line and went for it on 4th and 2. Should have just kicked the field goal. You were only down 7-0. So, I mean, right there, they could have had points on the board. But they made terrible calls like this all game. You've got Davis Mills at quarterback, and you're going for it on 4th down. Like, even if you thought that that this game was going to be manageable enough for you to have an opportunity to win, like, you're going to have to take the points wherever you can get them. Just because you're all the way down there, like, the score was not unmanageable. Should have absolutely kicked that. I mean, that was just stupid. But then we look at Buffalo didn't actually score until there were 2 minutes left in the first quarter. So it's not like their offense came out clicking on all the cylinders the way that score would indicate. Even more so, it was 16-0 in the first half with 3 red zone attempts. Like they were in the red zone 3 times, and they had 2 interceptions at that point, and still only had 16 points. So, I mean, at 16-0 going into the half, you're still in the game. I mean, you would not prefer to be down 16-0, but that's not out of reach. One good drive, and now the game gets real. So how the hell does a 16-0 game at halftime turn into 40-0? Third quarter, Houston made some adjustments. They only gave up 3 points in the third quarter. Granted, they went for it on a couple of more 4th downs and made some more bad decisions and had more turnovers. 19-0 at the end of the third quarter was this 40-0 game. So the Buffalo Bills scored 21 points in the fourth quarter of this blowout game. It just wasn't as impressive as it looked. If they were playing against a better football team, they more than likely would have lost. Josh Allen didn't play great in the game. He played good. Houston turned the ball over 5 times. Had 4 interceptions and 1 fumble. And they were all untimely because they were actually, they had multiple opportunities to score in this game. Not to win the game, but absolutely could have put points on the board. They should not have lost 40-0, and the Buffalo Bills should not have scored 40 points. So, I mean, the Buffalo Bills just might quite possibly be fool's gold. I mean, they smacked Houston. They did the same thing to the Dolphins, and they ran up the score on the Washington football team. Are any of those teams in any of y'all picks to go to even the playoffs, let alone to anyone's Super Bowl or be a contender? Absolutely not. They haven't beat anyone. They lost to the Steelers in week 1, who we thought they should have beat this way. But that's the only team that they played that has a pulse on even one side of the ball, and their defense shut them down. They only put up 16 points against Pittsburgh. So I'm not sold. Buffalo looks like they've rebounded and fixed their issues because Buffalo has not played anybody. So we'll see where they go moving forward. I'm not impressed. Even in a 40-0 game, not impressed at all.